The American alligator is a keystone species in Florida because they heavily affect the area they live in. They are an apex predator that keeps the abundance of prey in check, making sure that they don't overpopulate. Alligators also dig holes to protect themselves from heat, and once they move out of those holes, other water dependent animals use them as an oasis to rehydrate themselves. The white ibis is an abundant Florida native wading bird. They are often seen in areas with large ponds. White ibises are also found in many urbanized areas, such as housing complexes, parking lots, and universities that have man made bodies of water. They feed by poking their long beaks in soft soil or mud to search for insects or small crustaceans. Black-necked stilts are migratory birds that fly to South Florida so that they may breed and create nests on mudflats and wetlands. They make their nests on small mounds just above the water. Both parents take part in building the nest, and they are often lined with pebbles and shells in the area. They are very protective parents, even going as far as harassing any alligators that come near. The American beaver is a Florida native wetland mammal and is the largest rodent in North America. Beavers build watertight dams that reduce stream speed, lowering the rate of erosion, and create slow-moving ponds. Doing so creates habitats for many other species. Beavers chew down trees that it uses wood for building dams, and it also uses them as a source of food. The green tree frog is a Florida native arboreal amphibian. These frogs primarily live in trees, which they are able to climb so easily due to their large toe pads that secrete a sticky mucus. These frogs sleep during the day in moist and shady areas such as under leaves and hunt small insects at night. Florida snapping turtles are, as the name suggests, native to Florida and live in rivers, lakes, and swamps. They have a powerful jaw used to catch anything they can get their mouth on. This ranges from fish, birds, small mammals, insects, and leafy greens. They only have a bite force of 210 newtons compared to humans having around 1,100 newtons of bite force, but their sharp beaks can make it so that they can easily tear through flesh. The basilisk lizard, informally known as the Jesus lizard, is an invasive species in Florida that is famous for its ability to run on water. They are able to run on water due to their special toes that have skin-like scales that are able to expand, increasing the surface area for their feet. They essentially paddle themselves rapidly along the surface of the water. The cabbage palm, more formally known as the sabal palmetto, is a Florida native tree. The name cabbage palm comes from its edible, immature leaves, which have a cabbage-like taste to them. The palms on this tree have curved, fan-shaped leaves. The cabbage palm is also the state tree of Florida and South Carolina. The western sword fern is a Florida native plant, and the common name comes from the shape of its fronds, plus the leaves are shaped like daggers. This is one of the largest evergreen ferns and are typically very abundant in the habitats in which they grow in. Sword ferns are pretty sturdy as well, as the Miwoks, a Native American tribe, use these ferns as roofs for their buildings. Creeping cucumber is a Florida native weed that grows along the floor in shaded areas. The berries it grows are edible to humans when raw and light green, but they have a laxative effect that increases the further they ripen. The weed is related to the usual cucumbers that humans consume, so the berries have a cucumber taste. The bald cypress is a Florida native tree that diffuses and slows down floodwater in wetland areas, as well as traps sediments and pollutants. These are slow-growing trees that can live up to 600 years old. Bald cypress trees are also used for wood because of their rot-resistant wood being used to make things such as gates and doors. These trees can grow up to 125 feet. The pond cypress is a Florida native tree that is a smaller relative of the bald cypress. These are much shorter compared to the bald cypress trees, only growing around 60 feet tall. It also has very sturdy wood, also being used for lumber. Another difference between the pond cypress and the bald cypress is that the pines on the pond cypresses fold in, while the pines on the bald cypresses are outward.